Hello, welcome back to Animus Absentis, our 52nd episode. It's going to be interesting. Our crew is currently on or taking off of the surface of Mars, or not Mars, Luna, with two big fleets fighting each other in orbit, and got to get away and figure out what they're going to do. So it's going to be fun. Before we jump into all of that, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and their characters, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our sponsors, and then we'll jump into it. So sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It's the system that this game runs on. Also a couple other games on the channel, like Welcome to Madison and Standing Stones. You can find the physical version of the book on Amazon. It looks like this. And if you prefer the digital version, if you like PDFs to have on your phone or your tablet, you can grab those at coffee.com/raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. Also at coffee.com/raven, you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. A bunch of really cool products with a tabletop theme to them. And then finally, Die Hard Dice, which sells really, really awesome polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. They've got some really cool dice bags over there as well that are incredibly affordable. But yeah, if you go to dieharddice.com and use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off of your order. And then if you want to catch up on this show or others on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. All that out of the way, Jay, tell us a little bit about Sparky or Santa Marie, as their ID says, and yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Jay or Alien Jays. I'm a writer and a game dev, and you can find me on itch.io under Alien Jays, because Twitter I barely post on it. Tonight I'm playing Sparky or Santa Marie, who is the kind of the filler for the group, like low-key assassin, but for good causes. They are the best at lying, I would say, or at least talking their way out of situations. And they're currently kind of coming to grips with not only being a clone, but also dealing with all of the kind of knock-on effects of being arrested, having the cops after you, having to switch names and ships, and still trying to kind of complete the overarching destroying capitalism goal. So,
Awesome. Next, we've got V. Tell us a little bit about Annie, who we still need an alias for, and yourself.
You know, I completely forgot about the alias. I had it posted in the Zoom chat last week. I finally found a last name for her. And now I remember the last name and I can't remember the first name. It's in my book here somewhere.
I was going to say, I'll look through the backlog too.
What was the last name?
Oh, Estrella Beck. That's what it was.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah, I like it.
How do you spell the first name?
Estrella, Astraea.
Okay, cool.
And then Beck, Beck. So Estrella Beck. So much in this book across so many different games that I just, when I need a blank page, I just grab the same book, open it to a random spot, which is not great for finding things later. But hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I am an artist. I work primarily in traditional mediums, watercolor, pencil sketch, as well as some digital stuff. And I do have an art Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws. That's Peppero like the candy. And you can take a look. There's some, usually it's mostly OC stuff, some original characters and stuff like that. For, I think it was July, we did Art Fight. So there are a couple Art Fight pieces and anime stuff if you like that. So you check all that out. I play Annie, or now Estrella. She is the space anonymous of the group before the memory wipe, and I guess less so now that she has her memories back, but majorly before the wipe. She worked on her own as kind of like a faceless, let's call her a vigilante of sorts, the kind of like a Robin Hood kind of deal here. But instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, she stole from the rich and sold to the less rich. And that's typically how she got by. But now that she has her crew, she's she's just vibing. She got her little brother back, who was in the hands of the cartel, Liam. So he's with them now, and yeah, she's trucking along. She's just trying to keep alive, which sometimes proves difficult for her because she likes to do dumb shit. But yeah, that's me and Annie.
Awesome. Next, normally would have Canned Chaos Art with us playing Billy. Go check out their stuff on Twitter. They do really cool art and are just really awesome in general. But yeah, they play Billy Briggs, who has been a very interesting addition to the crew with some cybernetic stuff. Should have them back next week for the finale, so be sure to check that out as well. And then next we've got Goody. Tell us a little bit about Captain and yourself.
So I play Captain. Captain is, well, she's the captain. And she's an android who happens to be a Black Ops murder bot. Doesn't know much about why she was created or anything like that, but she's doing her best to deal with the humans on her ship and isn't really sure how to deal with their emotions, but all she can say is she's doing her best.
That's fair.
She's also a cryptid
Yes.
on Mars.
Yes, this is why Mars is haunted.
Mars is haunted.
No, I can't come out tonight. I gotta deal with the humans on my ship. That's great.
Yeah, basically. Mom said I can't come out. Yeah.
Cool. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, many of which are tabletop related. My link tree is there in chat, or if you can't see it, it's linktr.ee/theraven, like it's spelled below my face. And then, yeah, I play everybody else in the galaxy, including 3 people on the ship, Liam, Daisy, and Seth, as well as the Doctor, who have chosen the aliases of Brock Flankman for Seth. We still don't have one for Liam. I got to come up with one of those. Chloe Grace for Daisy, and Terry Jones for the Doctor. So yeah, as I mentioned, you were in the process of escaping. As I recall, you did manage to get into orbit and then fly by I think it was the Valiant. Was that right? And then I can't remember if you actually got away or not yet.
I think we ended just before.
Yeah, we ended just before. Like, we got the stuff out of the cargo bay to take off, and like as we were taking off is when we called it, I believe.
Okay.
Before we jump into that, I wondered why I picked that name for Annie. Would you like to hear why?
Sure.
Because it's a joke. Astrea is derived from a Greek goddess, who is the Greek goddess of justice and innocence.
Oh my god.
And I thought that was the funniest thing in the world, because they're, I mean, we could argue for the justice part, but they are not innocent.
No.
So yeah, that was the joke.
I dig it.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
That's pretty good. All right. Well, and then in that case, yeah, let's do another mechanical engineering check to get out of orbit and away from the. As I recall, there were fighters following you, I think.
Something like that.
And I think they broke off.
So is this from me? I guess
yes, it is for Captain.
I'm flying the ship, so. All right, let's see how the dice feel about my existence tonight.
18. Okay. It's you're through the worst of it. It's a bit of a rough transition into FTL. So some things probably get shaken around on the ship a little bit. Anybody that tends to get motion sick might get a little queasy, but yeah, you get out of there. Yeah, you delivered the cargo, so you are, I believe, 300,000 credits wealthier. I think they were going to double that too, if I remember right.
Yep.
So 600,000.
So we better have more than 300.
Yeah. So yeah, that shows up in your account, a little while after. What do you want to do now? Like you've just witnessed something that hasn't happened in the galaxy for probably hundreds of years. And that is one corporation just flat out attacked another with their military.
Is there any news coverage yet? Or is this like very, very like in the moment type thing?
It's pretty much in the moment. There doesn't seem to be any news coverage about it yet. Though if you wait around another probably few hours, you'll get like very basic coverage about, like we don't know exactly what's going on, but there was a battle. Things are happening, that sort of thing. Stay away from that area.
I think Annie is going to keep an eye on that, but also maybe put out some feelers. I don't know, maybe with some of her contacts or Alice, just to see like if they're also keeping tabs so that they can kind of like keep the information kind of flowing in and out.
Okay. What specifically do you ask Alice?
She's just looking for like the not basic news coverage. So any detail or anything that passes through that information system that can be passed along to them. Details, anything specific.
Okay.
Not necessarily right now, like immediately, but just like in the future, if they have information coming through.
Yeah. Could I get a charm roll for Annie for this?
I mean, I suppose. And I do believe that I have, charismatic. So if I botch my presence roll, then I can do that again.
Yep.
So I'm gonna re-roll that, I think.
I hate that on a critical fail, you still get a 25.
Right? I was thinking that too. I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah. There we go. That's a little bit better. 36.
Does Annie have to wear like a bib or something from all that honey just dripping off of her tongue?
Right?
That high of a charm rate? Good grief.
It's built into her wardrobe, so you don't specifically see it.
Most people think it's a cravat.
Precisely. Yeah, because cravat just screams Annie.
Yeah.
She could pull it off if anyone.
I think Annie could pull off most things, really. With a 36, though, you do get a little bit of information ahead of the rest of the galaxy, which is... trying to think how Alice would word this specifically. It's something to the effect of, like, hey, I do have information, and basically we found out that the cartel was getting money from Vizco to essentially pirate SME ships. And other things to prevent them from expanding out into the rims with their mining operations, because Vizco wants to get in on that. And certain someones who shall remain nameless may have passed that information on to SME. And then apparently Vizco decided to attack them ahead of time? Question mark? Still unclear on that, but you didn't hear any of this from me. And then a frog face, a little frog emoji.
She would just send back, hear what?
There's a message back. Who are you again?
She sends back, "How did you get this number?"
I have a feeling you'd probably text back something like, "Do you know where the children are?"
Okay, Annie puts that aside. She's like, "We could probably keep this going all day, but you know."
Yeah. So yeah, and not as many words, you're able to infer from that that the trash pandas were responsible for kind of lighting the match on that powder keg.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't really understand why Bizco straight up attacked SME, because they shouldn't know that SME was planning anything. They just know that the information had leaked, not that SME had received it. So that's a little weird. But yeah, the cartel's involved. Bizco's
Of course they are.
the instigator, and SME is the was an injured party in this encounter, as much as they can be an injured party, because they're also really evil.
Yes, the bigger bastard hit the little bastard, and now they're both crying. Pick your
Yep.
battles here.
Now they're both crying, and it's everybody else's problem.
Is this what being a parent is like?
I guess.
Yes.
I don't know.
The universe has let them live another day, and they're about to make it everybody else's problem.
But yeah, you've gotten away. But where do you want to go from here is the next question. You have a decent amount of credits.
Speaking of those credits, is there an equivalent of a galactic stock market?
Oh, absolutely.
Sparky's going to start buying stock
Okay, and what?
in both those companies. Which one seemed to have the upper hand when we were going through?
Vizco's currently got the upper hand, but they had the element of surprise in the battle.
Are they evenly matched fleet size wise?
I believe so. Let me just double check what I have written for them.
For sure.
I know SME has a smaller fleet, but they're way tankier.
Okay.
So I believe they ended up being kind of equivalent to one another. You just double check. So Vizco has one of the larger military fleets in the galaxy. And then SME, it's average size, but it's heavily armored. So their fleet focuses on being able to stay in battles longer than their opponents while dealing comparable amounts of damage.
Okay.
So
I think SME is the one I'll buy more stocks in.
okay.
Yeah. I just had a sudden realization that I could do something that I've been hearing about. The whole short stocking thing that's going on right now in the States.
Oh,
with GameStop.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm thinking maybe it's time to bring that back.
Okay, that's an interesting thought.
Maybe crash the stock market next season, and we'll see. For now, though, set those sites way up there. For now, yeah, definitely side with the people that we just dropped goods off for.
Okay.
But kind of hedge the bets on both sides. And then, worst case, we just hold on to both of them and start screwing with the stock market.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're both evil corporate council corporations, but right now Vizco's being the nastier of the two for sure.
Right. Okay.
And basically the guess from people that know things is that it has something to do with Vizco wanting to sort of push SME out of mining rights for these new planets that are getting terraformed.
Gotcha. Okay. Put the pressure
Which is Yeah, which is not an insignificant amount of resources and money for them. So, but yeah, the last time something like this has happened was the Pandora incident, and I think that's what it was called, and that was a couple hundred years ago. So this is highly, highly unusual.
Sparky's going to keep their ears to the ground to see if there's any other news
Pandora
popping up
incidents.
site-wise.
Okay.
On or off the official channels, either way.
All right. Can we aim to become the largest corporation? Is this going to be a Highlander Space Edition? There can be only one.
If we become the biggest corporation, then once we have everyone else, we can just fold all of them at once.
Also, we could be nice to people. I mean, that's also an
Well,
option.
that's what I mean. But I
Yeah.
just mean like we could fold all the shitty, corporations and kind of return things to a more status quo. Well, not status quo, an equal footing. Yeah.
That is true. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how we can spin this awful toddler fight to something in our favor.
That's what I'm wondering too. Yeah. Things to think on. We've got 2 episodes before the season ends, so.
Yep. There's this one and then the next one. Yeah.
So we got the railgun. Did we get the point defense system as well? I don't remember.
I
we
believe we
did.
got both. Yeah.
We did. Okay.
And we installed it, embarrassingly.
Mm-hmm.
Did we install? Oh no, right. Yeah, because we took extra time. Okay. Just
Oh
making
wait,
sure
did
I
you
got
get the
all
real gun?
I feel like we didn't get one of them.
I know you
But
got the point defense, but I don't
took
think
away
you got the real
amount of
gun.
money that would be both of them from ourselves.
We didn't get the seeking point defense one. We
Right.
got the more standard one.
Right.
Yeah. And then.
But I'm
there
pretty
was the-
Oh,
sure we got the railgun.
Yeah, railgun.
Okay.
I know we got.
Then yeah, it was those two. Then you did not get the mining drill, laser
Right.
drill thing on the
That's
front,
right.
Right.
because that's super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I think you have just enough to get it now.
We
if you-
do. We
really
have
want
enough, and we would have half.
Yeah. Because that one was I think the 600,000 or 500,000.
500 or 6. Yeah.
It's,
Also, Vanessa's Zoom has frozen.
Oh no,
She said in chat.
It reconnected. I'm good.
Okay. You good?
because it's upgrade level 2 for that.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, which is 500,000.
Criminy.
It gets real expensive the more cool stuff it does.
And this is a stretch, did we by chance collect any footage of the battle when we were on Luna?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you probably have the equivalent of a dash cam on the ship, so you probably caught all of it.
Could we use that or sell it or anything with it?
Could
'Cause,
use it
I
to
mean-
spin.
Yeah, we could, because that's a full ass war zone.
I doubt there's many reporters in there.
Yeah. Yeah, oddly enough, there's been 0 reports out of Luna. It's all been from ships passing by the system. So it's basically ships around Earth orbit that are, looking at the moon.
So what if Annie sells that to someone who can, put that out there? Some, journo or paparazzo.
You can certainly try.
I just want to know what.
God, I hate when you say that. I mean, yeah, Annie wouldn't have any problem with it
Right.
if that's what you want to do.
Because I don't know if we ourselves can spin it as well as someone who's already linked up can. But that's my thought. I'm open to suggestion.
Yeah. You can roll tech engineering to try to look that up, and then negotiate with them.
Tech on who?
whoever's trying to look it up. So I guess Annie in this case.
Sure, 43.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you're able to find quite a few journalist organizations that are looking for footage and information. Just because I think it's funny. One of them's like the Jameson group, and their contact there's name is Jonah.
Okay.
That you
Does he
can
want
contact.
photos of arachnids?
Yeah, actually, there's an ad that's like, damn it, bring me pictures of the spider cryptid on Mars.
Oh, it's a spider now. Okay.
I think it's because you were crawling on the
On the
ceiling.
wall. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have no problems with this.
Yeah, but they are paying quite well for any video or pictures or any information from Luna. Would you like to contact them?
Sure. And Jay, I do have a plus 26 to my tech engineering, so.
Bugger me.
The only thing I funnel everything into, that and charm.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, so I need a speech roll to give them a call or email and talk about prices and whatnot.
29.
Yep, they are wanting video especially, and they ask if you have a story typed up to go with it, or if it's just the video footage. Do you type up a story to go along with it, or are you just going to sell the footage?
That is a good question. Jay, you did mention that they would probably be able to spin that better than we would, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to think what we might want to include to kind of influence that spinning. And I can't think of anything right now because all I can hear is my neighbors arguing.
Well, you could talk about how an innocent supply drop-off turns suddenly violent.
That's true. Civilians caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. No one likes that.
No one likes that. And we could add on like insult to injury. Like, this is not the first time that Visco has put innocent people in harm's way. And then reference the previous, the mining incident.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
Yeah.
You can do that.
But yeah, they probably know how to spin this way better than we do.
Probably.
We're anti-capitalists. We're not journalists.
Is that not a hobby we're picking up in this game?
Not this.
You know what? Next season, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scrap.
I'll have
Um,
Annie work on that.
I've already been intergalactic cheesemongers, so
Sure.
journalism seems like the next
heisters.
logical step, and and thieves. Okay,
And no
so
one's saying we're giving up either of those.
that's true. Though you did just throw your computerized cheese cooler onto to the moon, but
It's fine. It's for a good cause.
The
We'll
moon
be
is
back
made of
eventually.
cheese.
It's with its people now.
Yeah, we just
my
returned
God.
it to its natural environment.
Yeah, I don't think that's the opinion of the cheese cooler.
No, probably not.
Can you imagine we come back in 10 years and like it's just become its own shrine to cheese? You like installed it on Olympus Mons.
Oh my goodness.
Love it.
Okay, so for the video footage and we'll call it a very rough draft story, they are willing to give you 25,000 credits for the exclusive rights to it. Is there anything else that you want to look into or research about any of that, or anything, or does that sound like a good deal? You want to go for it?
I'm fine with that.
You know what I would like? more money.
Okay, you
I
absolutely
feel like
can.
more money. Can I charm them into giving me more money?
It is exclusive. It is the only one of its
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
right now.
It is true.
You absolutely can try to charm them. This Jonah fellow seems like a pretty tough nut to crack on that kind of thing. But
Okay, so in that case, what if we were to sweeten this pot a little bit and
no.
tell him that we have a good way to get him his cryptid photos?
I was thinking the same freaking thing.
Because, we have access to the cryptid in question.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of stopping by Mars.
Yeah,
Just set up photo shoots for Captain.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like what Spider-Man did. Just
Oh my
took
God.
pictures of himself.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
why not?
It's brilliant.
You wanted to go the Spider-Man route, and I absolutely jumped onto that. So we can
this is why
promise
can't
photos
take
of
up
the cryptid.
journalism this season because we're doing photography.
Yeah.
So we're gonna sell pictures of the spider cryptid to Jonah that works at the Jameson group.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, go ahead and roll charm.
Oh Lord,
Have fun
please.
convincing Captain to do it.
37.
Yeah, that seals it for them. How much did I say? 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like throw in a couple of good pictures of the cryptid from Mars, and they'll bump it up to 50.
That sounds appropriate to me, I think.
Yeah. With the expectation, or I guess open offer that they'll pay money for more pictures of the cryptid as well. Apparently, it's the biggest story for their Mars branch.
Which is hilarious because we kind of blew up a building.
Yeah, weirdly,
No,
people don't care
we-
about that. They care about the spider cryptid.
We set a manageable fire
Well, no, but
in
Yeah,
the
the
cloning
you know
basement
what?
of a building.
didn't the cloning facility blow up?
Was
Yeah,
not
it did.
somewhere else.
Yeah,
No, that
but
was
nobody's going to
Mars
go
too.
around advertising like, oh yes, our cloning facility got blown up. We're not going
That's true.
to publicize that.
That's true.
The official word on Mars about the cloning facility was that a grain silo exploded.
Right.
There you go. And I
Grain
mean,
is naturally
buildings get set on fire all the time. All buildings
Sure.
have emergency procedures in place
you
to
were
get
gonna say-
employees and things out.
For some reason, all I thought you were going to say was, all buildings have arson included. It's just built in. At some point, it sets on fire.
Listen, buildings have arson included depending on who's hired there. It might happen.
It's part of the building's natural life cycle, okay?
By the way, employers, I am looking for work, and my arson does come cheap.
I will
Yeah,
commit
I-
arson in other buildings for you.
Y'all were definitely the letter D on that one, as in, don't come near me. I'm going to commit arson.
Oh my sweet lord.
Oh, I love that clip so much.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, so we are sitting at 750,000 credits, which is like twice as much as we've ever owned and more.
Yeah.
We probably could have
What
just
is-
bought a ship.
Sorry, I don't mean to
Yeah.
cut in. How much footage do we have?
I mean, like 30 minutes worth or so, because just pulling it off your quote-unquote dash cam for the ship. Also, I think it's really funny that you've essentially leveraged the crisis to price gouge giant corporations for this.
It's all fitting within the brand. Vanessa, are you thinking what I'm thinking, though?
Maybe. What are you thinking?
Are you thinking we divvy that out to some...
I am, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're looking for exclusive rights to it, fine and good. Just don't give them all of it. And then
Exactly.
it's still exclusive.
And you just piecemeal out different clips.
Yeah.
Okay. So what
So they
part
would
are
they
you
would
giving
still
to
get
them?
exclusive footage, yeah. I don't know. Is there a how does our footage break down?
Well, you know what happened, so it's
Raven,
everything that happened
I-
last week.
I
So there-
applaud your faith in my memory. First of all, thank you for that faith in me as a person with a functioning brain, which I do not have. Can somebody please refresh my my brain as to what happened?
Well, we flew by like a dogfight in orbit.
did.
Why don't we like just give them the dogfight?
We also had
Yeah.
to evade fighters coming in, and then there were fighters coming out, as well as a giant cruiser.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was also the land troops that were approaching the SME headquarters, which is kind of a big deal. In
And it's not like any of this is going to give our identity away because it's a dash cam.
Mhm.
Unless somebody ran in front of the ship.
I don't think we even left the ship. We left through the dock, and that was only to shove stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
They are gonna want to know like the name of your ship and like your reason for being there. They're like because they're gonna need you as a source.
Raven, are you asking us for a name to the ship that we don't have yet?
I'm not, but it is really funny that it just so happens that they need the name of the ship for this. It's a happy coincidence, I guess.
I have a really dumb idea. I just need to like formulate it for a minute.
You're good.
All right. So if we have that little dogfight, the big ship, the in and out, and the troops. So we can probably divvy it up like that. Or, in bigger sections or whatever, but multiple sections. Raven, with this not Jonah Jameson guy.
Yeah, no. It's not Jonah Jameson. He's just a guy named Jonah, and the
Jonah,
company
who works for the
is called the Jameson Group. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. Sorry for
Nothing like
my
the character from
misunderstanding.
Spider-Man.
Of course.
and what
sorry,
kind of mustache
sorry for my
does this man have?
Yeah.
Bushy mustache. Yeah.
Was he gonna say intimidating?
Does he happen to yell a lot?
Weirdly, yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the clarification. In terms of reporters, is this a particularly large or well-known name?
Yeah. Not so much the Jameson Group itself, but they own a lot of well-known, the futuristic equivalent of a newspaper. So like they own one on Mars, they own one on Earth, and so the specific local companies are a little bit better known name-wise, but they own it.
Okay. In terms of those kind of like umbrella, like the head of these umbrellas, are there any other specific like hubs that we could send the other information to?
Oh, sure. There's several. Each planet is going to have a lot of planetary news sources, usually a handful for each planet, and that they could be owned by any number of companies, which are usually owned by larger companies, which, are owned by larger corporations and so on and so forth.
So would it be, what our characters know, would it be worth our while to send like the troop footage to this guy? Or are there other more far-reaching hubs to our knowledge?
I mean, this one will probably go everywhere. Sorry, that in Zoom chat just killed me, Goody. Oh,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Do you mind if I share this with the class?
Please do.
So the idea is we should find the space equivalent of Tucker Carlson, tell him we have footage, and just send a massive virus that makes all the screens display a naked butt. So, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Daisy can make that happen, right?
Possibly. Study. Ooh, okay. Brain back on the rails here. Where were we? Yes, the Jameson Group has far-reaching influence over Sol and Centauri. not so much out on the rims, but yeah, the major population centers, they have a good reach too. There's other groups of various names that also have a similar reach. That's just like the first one that popped up that was actively advertising, like, hey, we're looking for this information. But you're
Okay.
welcome to contact any of the others, do more research into it, whatever you want to do.
What do you guys think?
We don't really have anything else we were doing, do we?
Yeah, like, no, not that I know of. Like, we made a buttload of money. I don't know
what to
what
spend it on.
And what better way to spend our time than to make it worse for these companies?
I'm for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We've spent way more time doing way less productive things in this game.
That is true. That's true.
All right.
that
Well,
is fair.
then, sounds like we're gonna divvy it up between these major hubs, and send those through, and eventually we'll get those cryptid photos, somehow, and send those along as well. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. Yeah, let's say between so breaking it up into like 3 parts. Which part are you giving to Jameson?
I mean,
So-
whoever's paying the most should get the best footage.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right.
Jameson's paying the most. So as I understand it, you basically got the entering orbit fighting, the ground fighting, and then the exiting orbit fighting.
That sounds right, yeah.
So which one is Jameson getting?
Probably the on the ground, because like any passerby could potentially get
Yeah.
footage of that.
Okay. Yeah, they pay you pretty well for that, for the exclusive rights to that video. And there's a couple other companies that'll give you basically the grand total equivalent of another 50,000 for the other 2 parts. One is they kind of distribute a lot across the space stations. So like your space equivalent to large truck stops and shipping hubs. So a lot of travel, but just a very different very different demographic. And then another one is they do a lot of stuff out on the rims, and then also have some periodicals and things like that are in the Sol system. Anything else that you want to do with that?
We're making away like bandits with another 100 grand. I think that's good for a day's
I think
work.
that's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
In one day, we made 700,000 credits.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
As the story says, war is good for business. As you probably, peruse some of these news content, these broadcasts, you'll notice that the one that you gave to the Jameson group doesn't really show a whole lot. Like, the whole clearly seeing Vizco being the instigators on the ground doesn't really show up. It just kind of just shows SME shooting back.
That's fine.
I don't know if you want to do anything, look into that more, or do anything with that information. It's up to you.
Do the other outlets also cover up Visco? Or
One of them, let's say the one that the broadcast to the space stations and shipping lanes, seems to be heavily biased towards or on the behalf of SME. So it's the other extreme. And then the other one's kind of neutral, but leans a little bit more towards SME.
We could always give the unedited footage to Alice and see what the Trash Pandas could do with it. Do some like guerrilla reporting on it.
yeah.
That is true.
I also feel though that like if both media, like as long as both sides are being shown somewhere in media, then like I would be concerned if all of them were like, oh no, Visco's not involved in this or something
True.
like that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think overall that's fine. I guess the best outcome is just, drag them both through the fucking mud at this point.
Yeah.
As long as there's a balance, then that's fine.
Okay. Where to now?
I don't know.
I have
That is
no
a very
idea.
good question.
What unfinished threads have we not dealt with?
Well, we still need to. We can still look into Captain's origins. Presumably, I think Seth's parents are still out there somewhere.
I'm sorry, who?
I'm sorry. Brock Flankman's parents are still out there somewhere.
Right.
Of
right.
course.
Good old Flankman.
Yeah. If we really feel like looking into that, yeah, there's not a lot of unfinished business at the moment. Like specific little quest lines. There is the trying to figure out what's going on that the planet with the phasing goo where we left.
Sloppy Ghost Man.
Yeah.
Sloppy Ghost Man.
Yeah. So there is that little quest line that's there. You could always try to hunt down Rip and cause trouble for him.
Oh God.
Again.
He's
The
a
next
sad
time I
man.
see Rip, I'm killing him. So
Well, that would be causing trouble for him. I mean,
the ultimate trouble.
yeah, you'd straight up
I'm
murder
gonna do
him.
my job while I'm dead.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a him problem.
It does, very much so.
But yeah, there's no like imminent danger that you're aware of that you would need to,
For once.
focus on all your attention on. There's no urgent need for things.
When you're like really stressed out and you've been juggling a lot of plates and there's a lot of stuff on your mind, and then all of a sudden there isn't, and you
Yeah.
almost start panicking
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like,
because
what
there's
do we
nothing
do?
to do.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a secure way the captain could contact Captain Nabesco? Or Commander Nabesco?
Secure way?
Like, because he made it pretty clear that I can't talk to you on this channel. Like, sorry. Stay away, please. Kind of thing.
That's really like the only communication channel that you have open to talk to him right now, unless you went through, like you could try to go through the Visco military, like call in and be like, yeah, I need to speak to this person, and hope that they transfer you, and then hope that that person transfers you again to the right place, and try to get through that way.
We could always lie and say we're in the military.
They
Or-
ask for IDs and numbers.
We could always
though.
lie.
Yeah.
Or you could fly back to Luna and, try to get on the ship.
Was that his ship?
Yeah, it was his ship.
I wasn't sure. I was like, was that the name of his ship? But
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably told you the name of his ship before, so
probably.
yeah, you would know.
And he wouldn't recognize our ship because he changed it.
Right.
That would be funny if it was the same ship though, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Why are you here? I specifically told you to not be here.
DoorDash, bye.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I can't really think of a lot to do.
there probably is the equivalent of DoorDash in this universe, and they probably do have to do things like that
Probably.
for crappy pay too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is delivery for a war zone. Do I get hazard pay? No.
If you're
yeah.
you get into hazards on your own time.
Right. Like when I have to do a delivery for DoorDash to the middle of nowhere, I look around, I'm like, oh, so this is where I die. It's great.
How cozy.
I have literally had that thought before. I had to stop off at a place in the middle of nowhere to go use the restroom because I was traveling across the state, and like the inside of the little convenience store area, which is actually kind of big for a convenience store, but just like Trump stuff everywhere, and I was like, oh, cool, this is where, yeah, this is where I die. Awesome. Thankfully I was fine, but I was concerned. Hey Rafiki, how you doing?
Is there any other corporate sabotage we could engage in? Because that's really the only place my mind is going. It's just like, it's either we're robbing banks or we're destroying capitalism.
Well, there is a war going on, so...
Can we make the other companies join the war?
Potentially, yes.
Like, how would we piss them off enough on behalf of the other companies so that they would be like, Uno reverse no you, and...
I mean...
You know, that is less that we have to do in the long run.
yeah, like, why not just make them all kill each other?
Civilian casualties.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of those.
Well,
That
they're
is
already
true.
killing each other. Like, dismantling capitalism isn't going to be something that's just like everyone lives.
No, I don't know that we should exacerbate the civilian
Yeah.
deaths just because we don't want to get our hands dirty.
The short answer is yes, you could potentially do that. There will be far-reaching and significant ramifications for those actions. I'll put it that way.
Fair.
Not necessarily good or bad, but they will be significant.
Gotcha.
We could always pull one of those. What was the movie that Mary Kate and Ashley were in? Where they were like
more specific.
Parent Trap.
I'm trying.
Wrong
Was
one.
was it Parent? No.
No, that's
Trap
Lindsay
was
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
Oh right. I don't watch movies.
It's been so long since I've seen it, but one twin was with the lady at the camp or something, and the other twin was with the guy
I
somewhere
know
else.
the one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. We could always just pull one of those and piss two corporations off as the other corporation, and then lead them to a third location away from civilians. That is an option, I guess, to minimize casualties. Like feed information into one corporation, like, oh, so and so is going to be here at this time and date, and then do the same thing for the other one, so that they both think they're going there to catch the other corporation doing shit.
This is a terrible idea, but what if? I'm not saying your idea is terrible. I'm saying what I'm going to say. What if we got the cartel involved?
Oh, that is an option. That's for sure.
Risky
They
though
are-
it is.
They are
Aren't
already
they
involved.
Kind of already involved? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe more so. Force their fingers into more pies. It's a weird euphemism.
It really is. Especially when you use the word force.
Yeah.
I don't like the mental image. Touch the
It
pie,
takes two.
Jerry. Touch the pie.
It's blueberry. Don't you love blueberry? Hey, Jerry, touch the pie. Well, I feel like I'm losing my mind.
The movie in question with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen is It Takes Two, released in 1995.
Wow.
Yep, November 17th. At the time, I was 3 months old.
I was gonna say, were you born yet, Vanessa?
I was 3 months old.
I definitely thought you
was
said
10.
1985, and I was like, you weren't, though. Huh.
I was barely alive. It was 85.
1995.
I was like 6 then, 5 or 6.
Okay, so
Anyways.
we could kind of encourage other corporations to join in, or the cartel. What do we gain out of that? Like short term and long term, what is our goal beyond just tear down the system?
That's a good question.
Because we should probably figure that out. Right
I
now
feel
we're
like
kind
there's
of
a
like flying by the seat of our
multitude-
pants.
I feel like there's a multitude of reasons that certain members of our crew should not be in contact with the cartel.
That's, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
More so than what we've already caused.
We don't have to be directly in contact with them. We can kind of like encourage. It's like leaving a sugary drink out and hoping the wasps come out, you know?
Yeah.
Like give them a good target and see what happens. It's the same kind of process with the corporations. We probably don't want them to know who we are because we didn't change faces, just IDs.
But what do we do once everything's like, if we do succeed on like getting these corporations broken down, like what then?
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to be the one corporation to rule them all.
Yeah, that's called dictatorship. It's not. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all.
Are we gonna be Disney?
Oh no. That is antithetical to what we were trying to accomplish.
Yep. It's a good point, though. If you
It
do take out a source of power in the galaxy, then that does create a vacuum, which has to be dealt with and can make things temporarily worse.
Hold on.
So what we're
Are
gonna
you
have to do is
implying-
create a space democracy.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, socialism or democracy or even anarchy would work to an extent. Are you saying that space having a vacuum is a problem, Raven?
Only if you want to live there, like in space, and then that becomes a problem because you have to create a not vacuum to live.
I don't know where I was going with that joke. Never mind.
I don't either. But
Raven
yes,
was like, hey, make a joke about vacuums.
the trash pandas are going for total anarchy. Hence
Well,
why
you
they're
know
like,
what?
hey, let me just light this match on this powder
Jay,
keg.
your joke about vacuums really sucked.
Vacuums don't actually suck. It's the pressure pushing into a low pressure.
You know what? Listen. If I could do the Kermit voice, this would be the time for it, all right?
Oof, that's all you need to say. Oof, note taken. Like in the far future, we can figure that out when it comes to it when we've won. But like, what are we gaining aside from potentially temporarily weakening a couple of companies?
Nothing.
Yeah, aside from like pissing them off.
I mean, we could set a different kind of goal. Like, we know that these companies are using extremely young labor. What if we set the goal to make it so that they can't do that anymore?
Can we find out where this new expansion of Viscos is? That they're potentially trying to take from SME?
Yeah. Let me pull up the information.
This is like two bullies both wanting to hit you, and you manage to get them to hit each other. And while they're busy, you go and do something else that can potentially spite both of them. That metaphor was really stretched, but I think
We're gonna take their lunch money.
Silos Prime was the sort of first expansion out into the Tundric Rim. There are other planets that have been essentially terraformed in the system that are just not settled yet. There's like skeleton crew colony on there. There's no mining happening yet. They're just sort of sitting there, and SME owns a lot of rights to that. Yeah, SME owns the rights to most of it, but they don't have physical claims there, so they could potentially be pushed out. It's a little the corporate council policies and laws and all that stuff still apply, but it's a little more Wild West out there. Like most people and most companies like look the other way with whatever happens out there because it's doesn't directly affect them.
It's the Wild West out there. It's perfect for Rick.
You're not
Go
wrong.
out there and never come back. Go ride a space cow or something. So we could potentially swoop in there, steal it out from under them, and then give it to the miners and help like reinforce them, maybe. Is my thought. This is probably what Sparky is proposing to the crew.
What was it?
Since the two of them are fighting over this thing that neither of them actually has claims to, we could go out there and establish a claim of our own, or have someone else claim it kind of for themselves and take that out of their hands. Because then they would either have to, A, stop fighting, and then people might know why they stopped fighting, or B, they would continue fighting. We could even give the show of saying like, oh, Visco claimed the thing already, and SME no longer has rights to it, and vice versa, right? Feed them false information.
Yeah, could do that.
Could claim it like in the name of Conch or something.
Right. And since we don't actually have a physical presence anywhere, like we don't have an office or anything.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I just got the image of us just going out there and claiming it and putting like a single office desk. This belongs to Conch now, thank you.
Basically.
Just a shack.
It's like a construction trailer. You just set it down on the planet.
With a little
Listen,
flag.
I've seen that everywhere. That's technically claim.
Basically, I mean,
I just pictured us airdropping containers onto planets.
Yeah.
Just like a single pithy parachute. Claiming this one and this one.
Legal ownership of it is a little complicated, but essentially, like, the ruling council corporate members can claim stuff like that, but then they have to actually develop infrastructure within a certain amount of time, or they basically give up that claim.
Yeah.
So your characters are all smart enough to probably figure out that, like, anything Visco can do to delay SME from establishing themselves out there is beneficial to them, which is part of what this is about.
but they could also do it to us just as easily.
It's true.
It's very true. And Visco is also gambling on the fact that, or on the hope that the other ruling members won't turn on them for causing problems.
And do we know why they want this specific place so bad?
It's basically terraforming planets takes a really long time. So you've got all these freshly terraformed planets full of resources that are just ready to be claimed, or ready to be utilized, I should say. And they want them. It's strategically a really good time to do this if they're going to do something like this.
Right.
It's just, it was supposed to be done through the cartel, which is how things like this happen. Corporations do stuff like this all the time, by using other companies or mercenaries to do their dirty work, and everybody kind of understands that's how it happens. The real crime here is that they got caught, which is almost worse than for the other corporations than the act itself.
Is there any way for us to gain the information on how long Visco has to put them in a lockout in order for them to forfeit their rights to these planets?
Yeah, you can absolutely try to access that information.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Tech engineering would be the role for that.
29.
Yeah, it's fairly public knowledge. It's kind of buried public knowledge, but it's accessible without any hacking. So it takes you a little while, probably a couple of hours to really get into it, and then you have to translate all the legalese. But essentially, they've got about a year to get fully developed mining colonies on each planet that they want to work on.
A long time.
Which would not be terribly difficult for them to do with how much resources and people they have, because there's billions upon billions of people in the galaxy.
And nobody can move in on those. So essentially what Visco is doing is time locking them so that that opportunity to them expires, and that allows Visco to potentially move in on this. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So I mean, a year is still a pretty decent chunk of time.
And they don't have to lock them out for the full year. They just have to basically run the clock down to where SME doesn't have the time to go in and build all that infrastructure.
Would we know offhand how much time would need to run down in that case of the year?
Maybe 6 to 9 months, maybe, would be probably your best guesstimate just off the top of your character's head for that.
I'm thinking in terms of trying to essentially snake this out from underneath the two of them. If we were to do something like that, if that were a line of thinking that we would want to pursue, then it would be to our benefit to let Visco time lock them, because if that runs out, but then we could also still monitor the situation. And like you said, if Visco is caught doing this, then that lowers their chances of being able to lay claim to the same planets, right? So if we were to essentially spend the time to gather the resources preemptively and let them time lock each other and then rat Visco out, if we keep tabs and stuff on that, then it's kind of two birds, one stone. If we wanted to just set up our trailer.
It's a good idea in theory, but you have to have more than the trailer to do it. You'd have to have a fully functioning mining colony with personnel and staff and
which I think we
homes
could do,
and things like that.
We do have Sonia, and I'm sure there's other people that are wanting to homestead and things like that.
And that's kind of where the concept of like keeping the time lock going while we can preemptively gather like at least the minimum amount of resources that would be needed. And
basically,
then we can just kind of go in there and
basically look at it this way: how many small cities can you build in that amount of time?
Okay, follow-up question: what is the minimum requirement for a quote-unquote city?
That's a good question. I hadn't fully thought out that particular detail.
Yeah, that's okay.
You
More
didn't
so
see
of
this
like
coming?
come on.
I never see anything coming anymore. I don't even look to see what might be coming because there's no point.
Is there a car on this road? I don't know. I don't even know if it's a road.
It can stand more so as a rhetorical question for now. But it's be good to think about for us.
That's a good thought.
Because then we can minimum amount of resources to get us set up, essentially, right?
It's a good thing to think about, and something that I'm sure we'll probably delve into next season of Absentis. But you're looking at essentially needing to start like not just one city either, because it's a whole planet. So you're going to have multiple. You're looking at doing something on a planetary scale. Not even planet. It's like planetary system scale with your crew, which is
not necessarily.
even if
have
you brought
thoughts.
in all of your other contacts that you've made over 52 episodes,
Not even those.
super
Not even
ambitious
what I'm
would be an
thinking of.
understatement.
Not even
But go
what
ahead.
I'm thinking of. So we're gonna flash mob it.
That's something you could potentially do. If you can get
put
enough
out
people
the
interested in
news.
it.
You put out the news to say that it's a brand new thing, totally unclaimed. Draw people out who want to homestead and who are willing to kind of like put in the work and fight for it. And I'm sure with our resistance operations that we can drum that up over the next, 3 to 6 months.
What if we set it up as not only like a homestead, but like, since we're trying to do away with the whole capitalist nonsense,
Yeah.
what if we did like a commune?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like get away from everything that we're trying to destroy, like a safe zone almost.
You could do that. That might draw more attention from people you don't want attention from, because that starts to sound very close to seceding, which
We're not a nation. We can't secede.
I know, but
Yeah.
So that has some risks to it, but it's not a bad idea. And then kind of making it like the old Western land grab from like the U.S. history.
We're
But
almost
with less
bringing in
genocide?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
with
bloody
less
well
that
hope so.
and because that's the
We're almost doing
nice thing about the
squatters'
terraformed
rights.
planets, kind of, is that there are no indigenous people on any of these planets. They're all lifeless until they're terraformed.
Right.
Yay!
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, so there's no
Ethical exploitation of land.
there's not even like native wildlife on most of these places. So yeah, that is the nice thing is there's no like
not moving
colonizers in
anyone
the
out of
the traditional sense of the word here.
All right. Perhaps a break to think on these things?
It's a good idea. We are right at about break time. But yeah, there's a lot of options there that you could start to pursue. All of them have risks and consequences. So yeah, we'll think about it. We'll take a break here. So go hydrate, grab snacks, all that good stuff. And then we'll be back in 15 minutes. And then depending on what direction you choose and where the first stop will be on that, there will definitely be some exciting things happening. So yeah, we'll be right back. hello. We are back with a direction that we're going to go. So, we've decided that we're going to go build how did you put it? A chimpanzee network instead of a gorilla network. Starting with Mars, which is good because you're close by, because you're really just outside of Earth. So Mars is, relatively speaking, very close by. So it'll take you, I don't know, probably a couple of hours to get there, I think, with how fast your ship is and where you are exactly. Is there anything that you want to discuss in character on your way to Mars, or anybody that you want to call on your way?
Nobody I can think of.
Okay.
And is anyone going to tell Captain why they want to go to Mars?
I mean,
Because, I mean, she's fine going there, but, I mean, she'd like a reason.
Yes,
Did
let's
we
tell
forget
Captain.
something there? Did we?
I forgot my clone there.
Honey, we blew them up.
Is Annie taking the initiative on telling Captain, or is
Yes.
Okay,
She made the deal with with Jonah, so she will
right.
touch base with Captain. So where is Captain currently?
Probably in the bridge.
Bridge, right. So yeah, Annie's going there to say hello to Cap.
Great.
I
What
feel
do
like
you need-
Annie, probably, seeing as she made the deal without asking Captain first, is a little apprehensive about going into the bridge. And so she's like halfway about to knock, and then she's like, I don't need to walk it there. I don't need to knock. I live here. So she was like, do I really just want to walk in though? Because I feel like if I disturb her, then she's not gonna, she just walks in. So yeah, Cap, are you busy?
Not in particular, no.
Okay, great. So just wanted to run something past you. In preparation for this Mars trip, felt like maybe it would be a good idea to have a discussion.
Did I do something incorrect with human-wise?
Annie just mumbles under her breath, and she's like, "No, but I might have." No, she says, "No, not at all. It's nothing with you. You haven't done anything." But I was in contact with Jonah to send off that footage. But it turns out that they were also looking for additional photos, so that's how we were able to kind of bump up the deal on that. But in order to complete that kind of side quest, I need your help.
What sort of photos would I be able to help with?
Have you ever taken on any work as a model, Cap? I mean, you're so good looking, and your fashion sense is wonderful. I feel like you could really break into the modeling scene.
Why would a journalism corporation be interested in an android's appearance?
That is a very good question, which I'm going to answer for you. They're not interested in you as an android. In fact, they don't know that you exist. What they are interested in is trouble that we have caused in the past, but that we leave that sort of thing everywhere we go, so that's nothing new. But yeah, they're interested in the Mars cryptid. So you.
They want photos of the Mars cryptid.
They sure did. Yes, that is correct.
And you volunteered to get these pictures.
Yeah, I took the opportunity. I made the executive decision. I thought that, seeing as this was for the well-being of all of us here on the ship, that we're going to be around anyway, and it's very easy for you to just do the eye thing, just to turn on the old peepers.
While I have no issue with, again, posing as something frightening, I would request that you perhaps clear things with me involving photographing my likeness.
I get that, absolutely. And if it comes up in the future where we need you to pose as a cryptid, I will absolutely ask. It's just that it was kind of a heat of the moment thing. We had money on the line, and he wanted access to the footage and all that stuff. So it was a snap decision. Maybe not the best in the situation, but I figured I should just come to you and not wait until we get to Mars, just so that it's a little bit less of a surprise, maybe.
Well, I appreciate that, and I will allow these photos to be taken. From what I've seen of other cryptids, the photos are never clear anyway in their footage.
That is true. I think they'll be happy with, to be honest with you, just about anything we give them, just as long as it's vaguely cryptid-like. So, yeah, in the run of it, I don't think you're gonna have to do much. Humans get to get excited over these things, and just as long as they have the idea in their brain, they'll see patterns. Their brains will figure it out. It'll be all right.
So Captain will undo the ties in her hair and shake out her braids and say, well, best give them a show then.
Annie excitedly skip hops over to Kat and slings an arm around her neck. Gives her a little hug. She's like, I knew you would be cool about this.
Captain doesn't say anything, but she thinks, oh, this again.
Love that. Annie kind of backs off relatively quickly. She doesn't linger. She just kind of gives Cap a little squeeze and backs off, and gives her thumbs up.
All right. We'll arrive at Mars in, I don't know, Raven, how long is it going to take to get to Mars?
Oh, it's just a couple hours, so not much longer after the conversation.
Okay. In a couple of hours, we'll touch down. Is there anywhere in particular we should land, or anywhere you want to land?
Nothing in particular. Like we kind of said, just somewhere where we can get a decent enough photo that it's kind of clear what the suggestion is, but we don't want to just be out in the vast expanse of flat land in Mars. So it's, at your discretion, whatever you think is best.
Perhaps you should ask your brother and his friend if they have any caves that they know of other than the one we used.
Yeah, actually that's a really good suggestion, and I will go do that.
Captain totally didn't forget Seth's name.
The kids.
The kid. The child.
Is
Nobody forgets
Fred.
Brock Flankman.
Yeah, forget Brock Flakeman.
whoever that child is that's been on our ship for a year, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. All right. So, Annie, you're going to talk to Liam and Brock, I guess?
Yeah, Annie's gonna hightail it out of there before Cap decides to kick her ass for not getting consent. You already gave it now. You can't take it back. She like beelines out.
My goodness. All right. So yeah, we're gonna say they're in the. I'm gonna say they're in the infirmary actually.
Oh God, what have they done now?
Nothing major, just
Not nothing.
couple...
It's just nothing major.
Yeah. One of them. Let's see, which one is it? Okay, so Liam got a nasty cut while doing something in the cargo bay, moving some stuff around or going through something, and just, weird accident. Tripped into a shelf or something like that, and just sort of got like a nasty cut. And it's getting it patched up. Won't even leave a scar, but it was just, something he had to get patched up. So the two of them are in the infirmary with the doctor.
Can't take these kids anywhere, honestly. For fuck's sake. Where did he sustain his injury?
Let's say like the upper arm, like the shoulder, just sort of shoulder rammed a shelf at just the wrong angle to leave a nasty cut.
So she gets to the infirmary looking for them, and sees that Liam has made a bit of a mess of himself, and she like stomps over there, big sister mode, and not so gently like takes his arm to look at the cut and just like holds his arm out, even though the cut is like clearly at the top of that arm.
Yeah, there's a how, what the fuck, sort of protest.
She's like, haven't you been on this ship long enough to know the difference? Like, what were you doing?
It's like, I was organizing some of the cargo and I tripped.
Not to say I told you so or anything, but I do believe this is payback for your little stunt with the footage that you put as a screensaver, you and Seth.
Seth's over there and just like has these sunglasses, like really cool looking sunglasses clipped, on his shirt or whatever. He just pulls them out and puts the sunglasses on. He's like, I don't know who this Seth is, but that definitely doesn't sound like something Brock Flankman would do.
Annie looks like she's trying to find a response to that, but the absolute stupidity of that sentence just leaves her flabbergasted. So she leaves that alone. That's a can of worms for another time.
Yeah, he just stands there looking like, yeah, I'm being cool. Just that sort of attitude.
He gets a very strong eye roll from Annie, who turns her attention back to Liam. And she says, we're heading back to Mars to shoot some photos of Captain as the Mars cryptid, because we're going to be sending those photos to a journalist who agreed to give us an extra 20,000 credits to get those photos. Thankfully, Captain agreed. But she did bring up the point that you two might know of some cave systems that would be ideal for us to take those photos. So do you and Brock have any idea where we might find some of those?
Before Liam can even answer, Seth very excitedly pulls out his like little phone tablet thing. He's like, oh yeah, I scouted out a bunch of really cool places that we could explore last time we were here, like on the satellite map stuff. Yeah, I've got a bunch of locations we could try that out at. And the doctor, Dr. Jones, I guess as they will be called now, just sort of looks at you and goes, oh, we're going back to Mars, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, Doc, interesting.
And why are we taking pictures of the captain as the cryptid? What else did we sell them that would make them think that we're some sort of paparazzi?
We sent them footage from when we were getting out of that little spat we were caught in.
Ah, I see. Yes, nobody tells me anything, so I was unaware.
You should show up to family dinners more often.
That involves being at family dinners, though.
Yeah, but see, in order to get information, you have to talk to people. It's a good place to touch base.
Can't we just set up a memo system or something like that?
Yeah, see, that sounds like a lot more work than I want to do. So you can either come get some food in the mess hall and have a chat, or you can, get your information through the grapevine. But I'm not going to be the middle step. You can come get your information.
Why would there be information in airponics?
Oh my goodness. Okay. You know what?
Did we
Did
put up a bulletin board in there or something? That seems that's very irregular.
No. That is not what I meant. That's not what's happening here. Anyway, we're going to Mars to get the pictures of the Mars cryptid. All right? We're going to send those to Jonah, and he's going to be happy, and we got money for it. So that at the end of the day, we're richer. It's fine. We need a little detour to Mars. Don't worry about it. Liam and Brock here are gonna escort us to these cave systems, and we're just gonna have a little photo shoot. That's all. That's all we're doing.
All right. Well, and they finish up patching up Liam's arm, and give a sigh. Well, I suppose I could use some time off the ship. Perhaps I'll go for a little constitutional myself and pick up some supplies while you're out gallivanting in the mountains, taking strange pictures and whatnot.
All right, Doc, you do you. She reaches out and kind of just like ruffles Liam's hair a little roughly now that he's all patched up, and just looks over. How far away is Seth?
It's like on the other side of the room, just like leaning against a wall, like trying. He looks like the nerdy kid who's gotten tips on how to look cool from the legitimately cool kid, and is not doing a great job of pulling them off.
Annie had intended to look at him and just kind of like shake her head a little bit, but she sees him making this effort and it's not really working. And instead of being like sarcastic with him, like she just genuinely, it's funny. She laughs a little bit, good-naturedly, of course. And she just kind of like, all right, we'll leave Brock alone. Just we'll talk about it later. We don't need to do that right now.
Perfect.
So she tells them that they should go visit Captain in the bridge and show her the best place to swing the ship around so that we can get close to those cave systems.
Fantastic. All right. Well, then, as you leave the infirmary, before you're almost out of earshot, you can hear Seth like smacking Liam on the arm, be like, "See, I made her laugh." Like he thinks he's just, succeeded so well.
Every Saturday, I fall a little more in love with Seth.
He's such a good beat. He's adorable.
He is absolutely the apple of my eye, and I love him very much. And if anything bad ever happens to him, I am going to be very angry. He is a bean.
He's great. But yeah, Liam and Seth will head up to the bridge and talk to Captain. Basically, just show you, like, Seth made like a little. It's almost like a vacation guide or a tour guide sort of list, like, we could hit this place first, and then this place, and then this place, sort of whenever we come back here, like, these are the points that I want to see, and this is the route we could take, and it would take a day or two, etc. So sort of shares that with the captain and points out some places that have caves and creepy, potentially creepy places for pictures. They're go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, could we, since the doctor obviously wants to go do something, should we maybe dock the ship at like a city and then take the shuttle?
That's not a bad idea.
Or what?
They're not terribly far outside of town. Like, on foot it would be quite the hike, but if you've got a vehicle or a shuttle, like, it's a pretty quick little pop over and get over to the trails. But yeah, there's a bigger than the town that you stopped at the first time, which was like super tiny, but it's still pretty small by most standards. But there's more shops there. There's also a how to describe this? Like if Costco was a pharmacy type place, so like just a medical supply store for like bulk bandages and equipment and things like that. And the doctor, who has wandered up, kind of notices that. It's like, oh yes, that's exactly the type of place that I need to go. I have some things I need to pick up.
Are we low on supplies, Doctor?
We're low on a few things. Apparently the ship itself didn't come with a few things that I expected it to, so as we learned today with our young Liam's arm here, I'm trying to think of what the futuristic term would be for it. It's like a dermal suture or something like that is what they call it. Like the liquid for that. They're low on that, and it's basically a fancy band-aid that just sort of covers up a cut and lets it heal without a scar.
Mm.
Are you talking about like liquid band-aids?
Yeah.
Like that, except it's more like, instead of it being a band-aid, it's like a synthetic skin that sort of just degrades as
Weird.
the actual human skin grows back.
I dig that.
Interesting.
Didn't Captain's gonna think about it for a second and then just say, Doctor, did you recently restock?
Yes, recently restocked, but that was one of the things that we missed.
Okay.
So I wanted to get some of that, and occasionally, I know it seems strange given that I never come up here and talk to people, but occasionally I do like to get off the ship and see what new equipment is available and things like that. Yes, you could roll to call bullshit if you would like. You are absolutely able to do that. You can roll gut feeling as well if you are, seeing as this dog is familiar with shit. Yeah, if
Where
you're
is this taking place?
on the bridge, if
Okay.
you're sus about the doctor, you're welcome to go question them or roll gut feeling, whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, let's say that Annie's there. I'll roll. 18.
With 18? Yeah, I mean, you're... Annie's suspicious of the doctor, but when is Annie not suspicious of the doctor? Is sort of the gut feeling that you get. You feel a little weird, but it's not really outside of the normal, just weird feeling you get around the doctor.
I don't trust it, but okay.
And Doctor, about how much do you anticipate to be spending?
Oh, that's relatively inexpensive. Probably no more than a couple hundred credits.
Will you be purchasing anything else?
Well, I don't know. I need to see what they have there. It's been a while since I've been to a place particularly like this. You know, the ones on the space stations and such are usually pretty... What's the word I'm looking for? For, like, super generic and plain.
Pedestrian?
Yeah, that'll work. There was a different phrase that I was looking for, but my brain just lost it. But pedestrian works well. Like they're fairly pedestrian, but you know, these industrial supply places, sometimes they have interesting things. If I come across anything useful, I will send it for your approval before purchasing.
All right. Understandable. Has anyone like told Sparky that we're going to Mars, or?
I don't think so, but I understand there's a bulletin board in the Arboretum or the airponics, wherever the grapevine is. I didn't know that we had an information board there. I think that's a very inefficient place for it, but perhaps we could post a memo there.
Often memos just get sent out via our communication bands, Doctor.
Am
Do you
I
not
on
check
that
yours?
list? I'm not. I haven't received any. Maybe this is why I never know anything. Perhaps. Do you have my correct address on there?
Part of me wants to be like, Doctor, did you unblock us?
It probably is something like that. Oh, yes, I see here now. Yes, you were sending a bunch of frogs, and I felt the need to mute you all. And I forgot
Well, that
to
is our
unmute
main
you.
form of communication.
It's very, very irregular.
I don't understand the frogs either. But that is typically how we communicate. Who
All right,
told
well-
you there was a memo board?
Annie said something about a grapevine and learning things through it, so I presume that meant either the Arboretum or airponics or something like that.
I believe she means the human expression of gossip.
And emotions like, thank you.
Passing of information from one person to another is known as the grapevine.
Ah, yes, idioms. Lower form of communication. I understand. Well, I will leave you to your planning, and I will go get dressed for Mars weather.
You know
and-
what, Doctor? Before you leave, I would just like to point out that, an increased use of language wherein someone is able to understand the nuances of idioms, I would argue is quite smart, actually. Thank you very much. But you know what? Some of us aren't blessed with that ability, and so I'm not going to fault you for that lack of skill on your part. But thank you for your input. It was very lovely to hear from you.
They just turn to Annie and go, the ability to learn useless information and being intelligent are two very different things. But I appreciate your input. I will take that under consideration. And they walk off to go get dressed for
Annie
Mars
calls
weather, as
out
they put
after
it.
them, and it's just like, this is not over.
Captain's over here feeling dissed on both sides, like, I had to Google what a grapevine was. Like, don't let anyone know.
Oh, goodness. Is anyone else paranoid about the Doctor, want to do anything with that, or what
Yes,
do you want to do?
paranoid. Did not hear any of it, so.
Okay. Who's gonna let Sparky know we're on Mars?
Before that, were Liam and Seth still present on the bridge?
Yeah.
Annie looks right at Liam and is like, did you feel anything wonky here? Because to me, this does not fly. Am I the only one feeling off about this?
Off about what? The
Oh, for the love
Spelunking?
of all that is the... No, the doctor needing to go do whatever the doctor does.
Even though, like Captain pointed out, we've just recently restocked. I don't know, it just seemed a little off to me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they always seem off to me, so I guess I didn't really notice. I try not
What
to
about you, Brock?
try not to think about them or talk to them or anything with them. Brock over here. Let's see. How does Brock feel about this? Yeah, Brock's like, yeah, it just seemed like normal, weird, antisocial doctor. I mean,
love of
it's
God.
weird that they were up here, but I mean, I guess even super antisocial hermit-like people want to go out once in a while.
Seth, why are you wearing sunglasses? We're in outer space.
They look cool.
Annie is like snickering in the background.
Is
It's a fashion
eye
thing.
protection considered cool? Oh my god.
Jay, that's where my brain went to.
Same.
Sorry, what was Captain saying?
Is eye protection considered fashionable?
Yeah, sunglasses, like bright light protection is like historically cool.
Does that
neat.
mean sunscreen is also considered a fashion statement?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I mean, how would you see it? I guess would be the question. Maybe like applying it looks cool?
Rubbing it on your dermis?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that could look sexy or something. I don't really understand that part, but sunglasses are neat. A little hard to see, though.
I would imagine you are indoors in outer space. We are facing away from the sun at this point.
I don't know. I read somewhere that they make you look more attractive to people that you might want to look attractive for. They
Who
say
do you
all
wish
of this
to
like
look attractive for, Seth?
trying really hard not to make any eye contact with Annie. Oh, people. In general, maybe. And Liam's over there just like hand over the mouth, like trying really hard not to just bust out laughing.
If you insist. Don't trip over anything and break my walls.
Oh no, I can see well enough to walk around and everything. Liam's the one that was tripping. And Liam quickly goes from laughing to like, shut up.
He was not maimed. He is fine.
Yeah. It's okay, Liam. Not everybody can be as cool as Brock Flankman. They sort of like adjust their sunglasses with both hands, trying to look cool.
I was expecting like the nerdy nose push, like the the glasses
No,
adjustment.
It's like straight up like Top Gun, Tom Cruise, putting on,
Yes.
adjusting the aviators, trying to look really cool. It's just, it should. It's just, it doesn't work for him, so it doesn't.
I stand by my statement that they're pit vipers.
They're pit vipers?
The sunglasses?
Oh. I'm
If you-
trying to remember what
yeah.
those look like.
They're horrible.
I remember
me
that
see.
name now, but I can't remember what they look like.
Snake on his eyes.
Yeah, I was thinking the
No.
same thing too at first.
Those are horrible.
Yeah, Google them. They're terrible.
I have to Google this now.
Yeah,
They're bad. It should tell you something
Sunglasses.
that one of the first photos is a man with a mullet.
yeah.
Oh,
they're
good
very-
God.
They're very yee.
Oh,
This looks like a vaporwave version of someone who plays like hollow volleyball.
Yeah.
There
Or
is so
like-
much
That
going
is-
on.
is the
construction
only-
eye protection. Like,
That is the only setting in which these would actually look cool.
Yeah. Yeah, those are called pit vipers.
Oh my
I
goodness,
hate
no,
it.
they are not those.
I kind of unironically like them, but I would never wear them. I just
Like
like them
they-
aesthetically.
They look neat. Like in certain settings, they would look awesome.
Mhm.
But
In
it's-
certain
it's-
settings.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be like having like a very specific niche cosplay in the middle of like a grocery store most of the time, where it's like, that's neat, but why are you in that here?
Yeah, usually it's like men in wife beaters and mullets, It's-
yeah.
like drinking a natty light or something. Like,
Actually, what's her name? Call Me Chris, I think is her name on TikTok. She does a
Yeah.
lot of really cool skits and stuff. Somebody sent
Yeah.
her a pair of glasses like that, and she made a
One
character
of her-
named Chad,
yeah, he wears
Yes. Yeah.
specifically around those glasses.
Yeah.
And he has like the big pickup truck that's souped up, and yeah,
them. He's also dumb as a brick.
yeah, that too.
Yeah. So they're not pit vipers?
They're not pit vipers, no.
Darn
they are.
it.
They are like mirrored aviators with like the silver frames.
They're Joe Biden glasses?
I mean, I would say more Top Gun glasses, but yes, Joe Biden is known to wear a pair of those. Yes, and it's kind of that same level of like Tom Cruise in Top Gun with those glasses looks really cool. Joe Biden with those glasses still looks good, but
He
like
just looks like Joe
less
Biden.
cool. Yeah. It doesn't translate. Like, you gotta be the right person wearing the glasses to get the cool factor. And that's basically with Seth right now. Like, he looks good with them on, but it's not cool. That's basically where we're at. This was
So
a
who's
lot
gonna
longer.
tell Sparky that we're going to Mars?
Yeah, I was gonna say this was a lot longer talking about Seth's sunglasses than I anticipated.
It's almost like it was a diversionary tactic.
But yeah,
Nose
who's
game. It's not
talking-
Annie.
Also, Daisy doesn't know for that matter. Nobody knows where Daisy is at the moment.
Oh right, I forgot Daisy existed.
And you get
Shout out,
for forgetting Seth.
shout out to Daisy. My bad.
Should we? Maybe she's busy working on the virus to send to Space Tucker Carlson. For Ask.exe.
Oh, yeah. She also doesn't know that the cheese cooler's gone.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I'm definitely not telling her about that one.
I'm gonna say that like the fridge is stocked pretty well with cheese, so it's gonna be a little while before she finds out on her own.
I feel like we're all just gonna hear her yelling from the other end of our ship in the middle of the night one night.
It's just gonna be one of those situations where like the whole family's in on it and they don't let the one kid know that they're in on it and they were the cause, and they're like, where's my stuffed animal? Like, I don't know, where could it have gone? Like, don't tell them we accidentally put it on the flea market box.
No, honey, no, of course. We just sent the dog to the farm so that he could run around for a bit. You know, it's all right.
We left the cheese cooler on the moon so that it could be with its own
Cut.
yeah.
Moon cheese.
Moon cheese.
No, she's gonna hack it so that like the whole ship pipes the song Lacrimosa 24/7
That's very
God.
true.
over the ship. And I'm like, okay.
No, with Daisy, it would be Canon and D that just goes on loop.
Oh God. Good thing Captain doesn't have the same prejudice that I do.
Yep, I was like, that's just for Lisa. No, I could also see Daisy just putting on like a Batman costume mask and just showing up in somebody's bedroom in the middle of the night going, "Where is it?" Where's the cheese cooler?
Captain is being like, Daisy, you know I have infrared vision, correct? I can see you.
Sparky.
Damn it,
Turning
go into
into
Sparky's
something
room.
awfully. This is turning into something awfully John Wick. They killed my dog.
Yeah,
Sparky's spilling
they
like
killed
all
my
of their
cheese cooler.
deepest secrets and just not talking about the cheese cooler at all.
Oh
Learn
god.
anything from
Anyways,
Sparky? Well, I learned something.
anyways, somebody go tell Sparky and Daisy I have to be right back, but talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in 1 sec.
Well, I'm
It's just you
flying
two.
the
I
ship,
can't talk
so,
to
like,
myself.
if Vanessa wants to go,
You could always just tell Sparky when you get there.
Oh, I'm
Just play
sending
that.
Brock.
Well, you can't because Raven's not here.
yeah, yes,
Yeah, I know. Well,
okay,
we-
I'll shoot a message over. Sparky, we're going to Mars.
Thanks, Cap.
love Cap. No, Sparky is not telling Daisy about that. Listen, you want to do it? You tell Daisy, because technically, I'm talking to Alex and Chad. Technically, Billy is the one who chose to do that. Sparky sends Captain a message back like, why did Annie let everyone know about the whole spider cryptid photos, or was that kind of like just between Captain and her?
I don't know.
Where was Sparky at the time?
Not on the bridge.
What about when
Yeah,
she
and
made the
then-
deal?
I don't know, honestly. We never really decided where everyone was.
I
Okay,
was
we can-
under the impression that we were all relatively close, but it's okay if we weren't.
No, I'm
in
cool
that-
with that.
In that case, like if it was just a snap decision on Annie's part, then Cap would have been the only one that she's told over.
Yeah, I think it was probably like I knew something about it, but I didn't know we were going to Mars to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sparky would message Captain back like, what are we doing on Mars? I don't remember what?
We are photographing the cryptid. And the doctor wishes to make purchases.
There's like a solid 2-minute pause before you get the message of like all lower caps. Captain, you are the cryptid.
I am aware.
Why are we taking pictures of you?
For money. Ask Annie. She made the deal.
Annie is going to get like 50 frog emojis, and in the middle of them all, it's going to be a why? It's just why?
So there's this new thing called Only Cryptids.
Captain draws the line at feet pics.
Not gonna lie, would probably pay for that.
Oh my god.
Not for Captain, but for Only Cryptid.
Only
That sounds-
Cryptids,
that
yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rad.
Oh my
actually.
god. Over here washing my hands and I just hear only cryptids. I
You're
lost
welcome.
it.
You are
Holy
welcome
crap.
for
God.
Amazing.
that.
Oh god.
I feel like that's something that belongs in the Deus server.
Probably.
Oh Jesus. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Sparky.
Sparky sent a
go-
message of why. Why are we going to Mars for this?
Annie gives Sparky a very like it's one of those dry scientific step by steps. This is the deal. This is the amount of money. This is where we're going. This is why. And it's not because of any residual feelings or anything like that. It's just she figures if she does it very like step by step process like that, then maybe some of the frog emojis will calm the fuck down. So yes, we're going. I made a deal with Jonah. We got an extra 25,000 credits for it. He wants photos of the Mars cryptid. Captain is the Mars cryptid. We're going to take Captain to Mars. We're going to take pictures of Captain as the Mars cryptid, and we're going to send them to Jonah.
Yeah, I think you get a solid minute of pause before there's a reply of like frog emoji, thumbs up, and then frog emoji riding a bicycle, and
Here come that boy. Oh shit! What up?
Sure. I don't know what you kids do these
That's
days.
the blast from the past,
Are
man.
you not familiar with the
No, I
dat
know
boy
it, I'm
meme?
just teasing.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. I was gonna say, jeez, my whole
I was-
personality.
I was under a rock for 10 years. Give me a break. But yeah, it's basically like a okay, weird, but okay kind of response. Do you need me? Do I need to be there?
Not if you don't want to be. We're just taking photos.
I'm good. I'm gonna go.
Frog emoji, thumbs up.
Cool.
Annie sends off a message to Cap to let her know that Sparky's in the loop.
Fantastic. Do you know if anybody else wishes to disembark on Mars?
Well, the kids are gonna have to bring us there. I don't know about Daisy.
Nobody's told Daisy that they're going to Mars yet.
Yeah. That's the point. She doesn't know about Daisy because she hasn't
Captain
told her.
shoots a message to Daisy. We're going to Mars.
There's a reply back. Oh, cool. What are we doing there?
Photographing the Mars cryptid.
Isn't that you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll grab my camera and get changed.
The amount of times Cap has had to answer that question today is, I mean, it hasn't happened a whole lot, but it's just weird that it happened more than once, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I like the fact that someone finally said, "Oh, I have a camera." Like none of us thought, "Oh, wait, we need a camera."
Yeah. No, Daisy has some nice cameras.
I guess she would, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you get the ship landed, and the doctor is dressed like they're going on a safari or something like that.
What?
They're dressed for like much harsher, hotter weather than what is actually here. It looks a little silly, but yeah, they head on into town, and I assume you're all taking the shuttle to go to the spot with the caves.
Yeah.
All right. Then yeah, you're able to pilot the shuttle over and start taking pictures in this cave. The cave system's pretty cool, both literally and figuratively. It's not actually an old abandoned mine, but it has that sort of feel to it. It's like a big sort of rocky tunnel that goes through the no pun intended here, but it's a tunnel that goes through the mountain. It's just not secret. And it kind of splits off into some bigger rooms and things like that. Probably like an old volcano tube or something like that. But yeah. Any particular thing that you want to explore or look for or do in here, or just going to do the pictures and head out?
I mean, Captain's just gonna kind of take direction.
Okay. Yeah, could I get a naturalist roll from anybody?
From anybody?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. There was something that I wanted to ask. At this point, did the doctor leave at the same time we did? Are they going to do their things now?
Yeah, they left when you all got on the shuttle to leave. They got off the ship and started walking towards the medical store.
What do y'all think about a tail? Annie's still not convinced that something's not fishy.
Well, who would we send? Like,
Annie, she would go if that's the case.
then
Y'all
who's
can
gonna take the pictures? Is Daisy? I guess Daisy could.
Daisy, yeah.
Daisy can. But
I mean,
Daisy
Yeah.
gives Annie a look like, you want to go with the doctor.
Yes.
Daisy just sort of leans in closer, like conspiratorially whispering, like, what are you up to?
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't buy that. You're willingly going with the doctor by yourself. What did you do, or what are you about to do?
I'm not
that's-
technically. I'm not technically going with the doctor. I'm just, I happen to be going in the same direction.
Yeah, that's really sus.
I mean, if that's the way you feel, Daisy, then I can't help it.
Yeah, Daisy's just like looking at like Sparky and Captain and like, am I the only one that thinks that's really weird?
To be fair, the doctor is acting somewhat suspiciously.
When aren't they though? Like, what did they do?
They wish to suddenly restock. They restocked
Yeah.
recently. We have not had that many injuries.
Yeah, it does sound a little weird, but I don't know. I wouldn't spend my time off the ship following him around for that personally, but if you want to do that, I guess.
I mean, if you guys don't feel that it's weird, I mean,
No, it's
you're
weird.
not
I just
incorrect. If I mean, I usually get weird vibes from the doc anyway. So if you want me to come to the caves, then I can do that.
Daisy just sort of shakes her head and is like, "No, I don't want you to change your plans. I was just curious if like, are you sure? Because I wouldn't want to cancel my plans to go out and have fun to follow the doctor around. I just thought that was a little weird. But if you're really suspicious, then I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to be careful."
Yeah, Annie's gonna go. If it turns out to be nothing, then it's nothing. Whatever. But it's better to be safe than sorry.
That's fair. All right.
Because if she didn't do it, then she'd still be thinking about it. So
That's fair. Our friend Brock looks conflicted now. Do I
damn,
go?
should have changed Annie's name to Misty. Brock and Misty.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Seth's looking back and forth like, do I do the thing that I really, really want to do in the caves that I planned out? Or do I go with Annie? Because if I go to the caves and I'm leaving Annie alone with the creepy doctor.
Annie is a rather large lady with knives. So, I mean, if Seth doesn't go, then it's okay.
I'm aware of that. Seth is not. Somebody call evens or odds.
Evens.
All right, evens is Annie, odds is cave. All right, he's gonna go to the cave.
I'd feel a little guilty if he gave up his cave exploring just to follow Annie around. Poor kid.
Oh goodness.
I think he'd be down though. Like, let's be real.
Well, you're not wrong.
Oh my goodness. All right, then. Yeah, I still need the naturalist roll from folks in the cave, and then I need a sight roll from Annie.
So everyone in the cave does natural?
anyone in the cave that wants to.
That's a 22 on sight.
All right. Let's see here.
Ten, because the only other people in the cave are controlled by Raven.
Oh, did Sparky not go?
No.
Oh, okay. What's Sparky doing?
He's elsewhere on the planet. I think they're probably out looking for foods of a variety, but they're also trying to suss out maybe any other information they can about the cloning facility since last they were here, that kind of thing. Maybe even hitting up that car dealership again and just bugging the clerk there.
Oh, okay, cool.
we near them?
If we are,
Ish. It's a different town, but you could get transport pretty easily. So, Captain, yeah, you don't notice anything really at all about the caves other than the fact that they're caves.
Okay.
And yeah, Daisy just takes some photographs, and Liam and Seth explore a little bit ahead of everybody, but still within earshot. And everything's pretty safe, and nothing really unexpected happens. With Annie, 22, yeah, you see the doctor head into the industrial medical supply shop. Do you follow them inside?
Yes.
And are you trying to remain hidden, or do you care if they see you or not?
Like a little bit of both, I guess. She's not gonna outright flag them down and be like, "Hey, I'm here." She's gonna keep her distance a bit, but like she's not sneaking around, ducking behind shelving units or anything like that. She's just walking.
Okay. All right then. Then yeah. Let me get another sight roll from Annie.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you see the doctor head over to. It looks like a.
Oops. Don't mind me accidentally clicking buttons.
You're good. It's like analytical and diagnostic equipment, like to help with diagnosing injuries and illnesses and things like that. And they pull a little notepad out from one of their pockets and start writing a few things down as they're sort of looking at this. They're standing there for quite a while, several minutes. So I don't know if you want to keep watching, if you want to address them, or what do you do?
No, she's still gonna keep her distance. She doesn't just stand in one spot. Like she pretends she's, poking at something on a display or what have you, just so that if any like worker or anything looks at her, she's not just like, fucking T-posing there.
Could I get a blend in roll then, just to sort of
Sure.
look like a nonchalant casual shopper?
How was work today, hon? Oh, we had more T-posers in today.
Yeah,
There's
Pretty
an
good.
occasional A poser, but they're mostly T posers.
you do a pretty good job of blending in and you're not really drawing much attention to yourself. And then is a okay. And then the doctor moves on from that equipment and goes over to like the band-aids and the antiseptics and things like that, and seems to be comparing a couple of different brands of the sort of synthetic skin bandages, the thing that they said that they were low on. And they're taking quite a while to do this shopping. They seem to be reading the ingredients list on both of them. and taking notes down in their notepad.
Seems a little sus to me, but okay.
All right. I guess let's do another sight roll. And then for Sparky, is there anything in particular that you wanted to learn during your trip?
I don't know yet. It was kind of like a off the top of my head thing, so maybe next session.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Just doing some extra, like, see if there's any loose ends that they might have missed on their escape.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Then we'll hit that on the next session. So 24. Oops, dropped my die. Okay. Yeah, they sort of make up their mind and grab a whole box of whatever brand they decided to go with, and then they head back to it's sort of like bio waste disposal bins that are for sale, and looks at some of the demo units that are there to test out. Like you can open the lids and see what it's like, and some of them have like incinerators on them, so you can test it out and burn things. It's to see how safe it is and how effective it is. Yeah, they're sort of poking around on some of those. Could I get another sight roll and another blend in roll? Uh, 26 for sight and a 21 for blend in. Okay. All right, so that's okay. So one of the sheets of paper, they don't seem to notice you wandering around, and nobody in the store really pays attention to you either. And then you notice that they are testing out some of the lids and things like that, and they do tear a piece of paper out of their notebook and put it into one of the ones with the incinerators, and they push the button and sort of stare at it, and they're like, okay, that works quite well. And they seem to write down something about it in their notebook and walk away back towards the front, presumably to check out.
Yeah, Annie's gonna continue to do much the same, try to keep some distance. If the doctor is gonna leave, then so is she.
Okay. Yep, they make their purchase and head back to the ship. Do you go into the ship after them, or do you go somewhere else?
Did Seth give any indication as to what caves they were, or?
Yeah, there's probably like a little. Oh, good lord, what are they doing over there? It's a loud noise. There's probably like a map or something like that. Directions on how to get there.
Yeah, she'll send off a quick comm to see if they're still there and get like an ETA on when they're coming back. See if it's worth going over there.
They probably got like another hour of exploring and taking pictures and stuff.
And how long would it take her to get there?
Like 5 minutes if you grabbed a cab type deal.
Okay, yeah, then she'll head over.
Okay. Well then, I think that pretty much is a good stopping spot. So we'll wrap up there. Unless there's any last thing that anybody wanted to mention or do before we end the session there.
I just want to say that the picture I'm imagining we send looks like that famous creepypasta picture of the rake that's on a trail cam or something like that.
I don't think I know that one. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it has like glowing eyes and crap, so it works.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, we'll wrap up there. Before we go on to outros and rating and everything, the camera is going to pan, as it is wont to do, back to that industrial medical store, where one of the workers there is over by the bio waste disposal units. And
Damn
seems
it!
to be
I should have looked before I left. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, they seem to be particularly interested in that particular demo unit that the doctor was using. And there's a back panel that they open, and they pull a crumpled up piece of notebook paper out of it before putting it back where it was, the unit, and heading off to a back room. And that's where we'll end everything. So next week we'll find out what that's all about, and it'll be a lot of fun. Before we go on a raid, there was several good options for a raid cry. Feel free to throw those into chat, whichever one you'd like to see us use. And yeah, we're gonna go around and say what everybody's favorite part was, where we can find them next, anything they want to share or plug. I'll go reverse order from how we started. So Goody, we'll start with you.
I appreciate the fact that we spent the entire first half of the game trying to decide what to do with the game. Like, nothing was really in character. We just kind of what do, and yeah. But it's interesting that we decided to go the Spider-Man route. So I'm here for it.
Awesome. And then we'll hop over to V. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
I tell you, my least favorite part.
You were so close.
I know, and I should have known better, and now I'm absolutely kicking myself for it. Because I even thought to myself, I was like, why would the doctor rip their own note paper out? Like, there must be something there. It's a demo. They don't just expect you to bring shit and pop it in their incinerator. Like, I should have known better, and I did know better, and I still just forgot. Like, I didn't. Fucking kicking myself for it now. Damn it. I rather enjoyed Brock and his glasses. Seth is just chef kiss. I love him as a character so much. A little bit of his crush on Annie, a little bit of drunkenly naming him after a Twilight character, a little bit of just him being an absolute bean. So very many reasons to love him, and he certainly keeps raising that bar every session. So I don't know, if anything, I feel like it's that meme that's like, if anything, I've only known him for a blank amount of time, but if anything were to happen to him, I would kill everybody in this room and then myself, like I really do enjoy Seth. Yeah, the whole session was good. There a lot of planning, a lot of good thoughts. It's going to be really interesting to see overall, like as the seasons progress, where we end up. It's a very big place, very big universe. Lots of stuff that we could potentially do, and it's almost a little overwhelming to think of just the sheer amount of choices that we could potentially follow, and the storylines that we could go through. So I'm definitely really excited. And I'm going to be excited as well for next season that we get to get a little bit more detail about what we're seeing. So yeah, that's it for me today. But as for myself, you can find me on my art Twitter at PepperoDraws, Pepper like the candy. Lots of OC stuff, some art fight stuff, anime if you're into that thing. But yeah, I'll be here next week is finale week. Yeah.
Yeah. So Wednesday.
Wednesday, we will be here. Absolutely. If I have to run the entire show myself and roll for everybody's characters at once, we will be here on Wednesday. So check that out.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. All right, and then Jay, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I think my favorite part was the fact that we managed to bamboozle our way not into just taking pictures of the spider cryptid, but also selling like 3 different parcels of information that we didn't really gather with any purpose. Like the fact that we got paid, the fact that we lived through that and got double the pay, the fact that we're flush now is really good. Yeah, the fact that we kind of tang on to goodies as well, which was like all the planning we did this session, even though a lot of it wasn't in character, it was still like, yeah, these are things they probably have discussed over the last month. Probably, maybe, reasonably. That said though, runner-up was how innocuous you made that sound until the very last minute. You had me hook, line, and sinker. I was totally getting it was a red herring. And then the herring turned out to be real after all. So very, very impressed. Very well done on that. Where you can find me next will be for not the finale, it'll be the penultimate next week. Right? Or is it finale next week?
Finale next week. This is
Finale
the penultimate.
next week. Okay, well, if Standing Stones, I mean.
Oh, I think that's also the finale, yeah.
Okay, so you can catch me next Tuesday at 6 Mountain Time, where we're wrapping up our whole teenage coming of age adventure, and we're gonna figure out if we actually have to be responsible teenagers to adults at the end of the story. So keep your eyes peeled, and otherwise you can catch me on Itch and Twitter. But maybe just check the cryopod every now and then. We left it, so somebody's got to take care of it.
Yep, I'm so excited for those tweets. Awesome. And then I think that just leaves me. So my favorite part, I really enjoyed the he just said the paper literally just says, "We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty." Oh, that's great. But yeah, that whole thing, like just the sheer fact that the doctor was doing something was enough that everybody was like, this seems really suspicious. And yeah, just I had a lot of fun with everybody's reactions, because legitimately wasn't trying to like just throw you off the scent or anything like that. I was just like, no, everybody would be like, yeah, the doctor's weird, so is it weirder than normal? Because they really weren't acting all that weird. They were just doing something, and they don't usually do something. So I enjoyed the fact that Eddie especially was like, no, I'm watching this. And then yeah, so close. All you had to do was just go look at that Ben. I was like, oh, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna go look at it and find the note, or is it? Nope. Okay, all right, here we go. It's going this way. And then I half expected.
Why must you rub salt and lemons in my wound, ma'am? I'm already kicking myself for it. You don't have to do it for me.
Oh,
But
sorry.
she's so good at it.
No, I was just really genuinely excited because I didn't know which way you were gonna go with it. And I thought, oh, this is it. They're gonna be, the mask is coming off, but it wasn't.
I even said to myself, I was like, it's so weird that they would take a page from their own notebook. Like, I even thought that to myself, and it still didn't occur to me to just go look. I feel like a fool. I've been bamboozled. I am a damn fool. I should hang up my hat now and call it a good run. Oh, for the love of all that it's holy.
If it makes you feel any better, the entire point of dead drops is for them to seem entirely innocuous. So, and there's a reason they're constantly used. In spycraft and whatnot. But yeah, I really enjoyed that part. And also everybody's like all right, what if we took on the entire galaxy? That's doable, right? Just sort of these grand plans. It was really fun to watch you all think through all of that. And then kind of come like, maybe we should scale it back a little bit. Maybe this is a lot. Let's break it down into steps. What's our first step? Oops. Bumped my microphone. But yeah, I enjoyed all of it. It was a lot of fun. I love Saturday nights. It's always so much fun playing with all of you. Let's see where you can find me next. Tuesday for the I'm 99% sure is going to be the finale for Standing Stones. It's going to be a lot of fun. And next week should be all finale shows. And then immediately after the last finale, I will be packing up and moving. So you won't see me for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be back with the next season after that. All exciting stuff. Other things to share or plug. I'm just going to throw our sponsors into chat, which is Fundamental RPG. It's a system that this game uses, but it is not tied to any genre. You can use it for literally anything you would like to do for story or game-wise. It's the same system that we use for Welcome to Madison, which is a horror game, and Standing Stones, which is a high fantasy game. So it's pretty versatile. You can pick up the physical copy on Amazon, or if you prefer the digital version, you can get that at coffee.com/raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. Also at coffee.com/raven, you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life, cool products with a tabletop theme. And then finally, Die Hard Dice, which you can find at dieharddice.com. They sell really amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories, such as the satin-lined dice bag that's currently linked in chat. They're really cool. They're only like $4, I believe, right now. So you can get several of them to organize your whole dice collection by color or size or how well they roll or don't roll for you. Whatever you'd like. It's a lot of cool options there. And then if you'd like to catch up on this show or others on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network for free. All of the VODs are there and accessible at no cost. Even like past season shows, they're all up there. Last thing to share or plug, if you enjoy Animus, if you've enjoyed this episode or the whole world in general, there is a lore and roleplay server on Discord where you can go read about the different like corporations and locations and kind of how the whole galaxy works. And then the other half of it is you can actually make a character and go roleplay in this sort of sci-fi sandbox with other people. There's currently a story event going on where a lot of the same things that are happening in the game, such as the Vizco and SME stuff, that's sort of happening in parallel. So sometimes you can get a little preview of what's going to be going on with the show and vice versa. They're not the execs, they're sort of parallel universes, but there's a lot of similarities. So it's cool stuff. The link to that is in chat. And then we're going to go on a raid. Our raid cry is bring me pictures of the spider cryptid. Feel free to copy that right out of chat. And we're going to go raid Stella Luna, who is just delightful. Give them a follow if you're not doing so already. Looks like they're playing some Dead by Daylight. And then I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.